In an earlier video, I introduced the pronunciation of regular verbs in the past tense. For example, watched. In this video, you will practice identifying and pronouncing the various sounds of the suffix ed. But first, let's review. First, use the T sound, t, if the word ends with a voiceless consonant sound. For example, laugh becomes laughed. Second, use the D sound, d, if the word ends with a voiced consonant sound. For example, slam becomes slammed. Third, use the D sound, d, with an extra vowel sound if the regular verb already ends with the D sound or the T sound in the present tense. For example, protect becomes protected. Now listen to these sentences. Pay attention to words that end with the letters ed and repeat them. For these words, do you hear the T sound, the D sound, or the extra syllable with the D sound? Well, my flight arrived at the JFK airport on Friday night. Arrived ends with the D sound. Arrived. I checked in just after midnight.
I checked in just after midnight.
Checked ends with the T sound. Checked. Before I got onto another flight, I waited 3 hours at the airport.
Before I got onto another flight, I waited 3 hours at the airport.
Waited ends with an extra syllable and the D sound. Waited. Now you are going to see two forms of a verb. The root verb, which is also used for the present tense, and the verb with the ed ending, that is the past tense verb. Pronounce the word with the ed ending. For example, you see these two words. You pronounce the second word, guest, which ends with the T sound. Notice that guess ends with the S sound. In an earlier video on pronouncing ed endings, I said that the T sound follows CH, F, K, P, SH, and S sounds. The D sound follows vowel sounds, which are voiced, and many other consonant sounds that are voiced. The sounds for the consonants B, G, L, M, N, NG, R, V, and Z are voiced. Sometimes the letters TH also make a voiced sound. Now look at the words and pronounce the one with the letters ED on the end. Walked ends with the T sound. Walked. I walked around the city.
I walked around the city.
Visited ends with an extra syllable and the D sound. Visited. I walked around the city, went shopping, and visited the Statue of Liberty.
I walked around the city, went shopping, and visited the Statue of Liberty.
Bumped ends with the T sound. Bumped. I bumped into another vehicle.
I bumped into another vehicle.
Called ends with the D sound. Called. So I called him later.
So I called him later and wished him a happy birthday.
These tips and your own practice will help you to identify these sounds and to pronounce them correctly.